Jai said hot my YouTube. Say Jai said hot my Lexi. This is my baby. Sorry, Lexi. So today's video is going to be somewhat impromptu. I'm just really excited about the breakfast I've had this morning, and it kind of inspired me to do this video. So one of the things that my guru suggests to everyone who thinks or believes or is curious about the spiritual path is basically like the first step and what that first step is. And he says time and time again, you know, that the first step to the spiritual journey is dun 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 vegetarianism. And a lot of people wonder, like, why vegetarianism? Like, why? And so if a lot of people, if you're familiar with the notion of karma, you know, and it's just like you do bad things, you collect bad karma, which continues to cloud your soul, which is going to keep you from realizing yourself, from realizing God, and truly being spiritual. And so it relates to vegetarianism in the sense that whenever you eat meat, you're eating another life. You're eating another living being. So not only are you collecting karma from eating a life, from eating meat, but you're collecting the karma of that life as well. But then you're also collecting the karma of the person who grew the animal, who sold the animal, who cut the animal, who sold the animal, who prepared the animal, who served it to you. All of that karma is collected within that meat. All of those energies get seeped into and soaked into the cells of that meat which you're consuming and putting inside of your body. So it's like, you know, your body is the vessel that houses your soul. So you're ingesting that bad karma into your body. And so one of the ways to quit ingesting bad karma, a lot of bad karma, is just simply not eating meat. So not only are you stopping collecting karma, but you're freeing the souls of the meat and the living beings that you're not eating. And then people get a lot of criticism on, well, isn't, you know, plants and all of those things, aren't those living beings? And the answer is yes, they are. They are living beings. The difference, though, is the sense that they have different levels of senses, you know. So it's like, you know, you have things of bacteria who just have one sense, which is like the body. And then you have kind of like plants and vegetations, which is like two senses, which is like, for example, like body and smell. And then you have three senses, which might be body, smell, and sight, you know, and so on and so on and so on. So you're eating plants, which is like a lower level of consciousness, and they're able to reproduce, you know, like with, even if you snip them. So if I were to take a tomato off of its plant, it's going to grow another tomato. If I'm going to kill a chicken, that chicken can no longer reproduce another chicken because it's inside of me. You know, just that kind of makes sense. I'll be linking the video that my guru has on vegetarianism because he explains it way better than I do. But in a sense, yes, you know, plants are living, they are vegetation and living beings, but you can snip and take from a plant and it can still live and reproduce. You can't do the same thing with an animal. So back to that. So that's the first step, you know, is being vegetarian, is to stop taking the lives of other living beings, which is in a sense, you know, practicing nonviolence 100%, nonviolence completely, by being a vegetarian. And I am personally a vegetarian. I actually started my veggie journey about 3 years ago. July 15th of 2008 was when I became a vegetarian, before I actually seriously started my journey. And I decided to do so because I've just always been uneasy with the idea of eating another life. I tried to do it a year prior, and it was really hard for me because I was working 3 jobs. My family are carnivorous to the extreme, and I didn't have any support because they thought it was just a phase. So I was always having to eat out all the time, and working 3 jobs, it wasn't working. So I only did it for about a week. And then after about a year, I just decided no more excuses, like no more reasoning of why I'm waiting or waiting or waiting. And I emptied out my refrigerator of all its meat contents and gave it away to my friends. I went to the grocery store and bought veggie meats. I bought vegetables. I bought fruit. I just bought beans, and stuff like that to start. And I just kind of did it, for lack of a better word, cold turkey. I have had some slip ups in between there. I mean, I am human, and I really didn't prepare for it. So I did have slip ups, but I can honestly say since January 1st, since I've truly began my journey, like I haven't. And it's kind of been taken to another step in the sense that I don't eat eggs anymore either, which has been somewhat of an obstacle when eating out with friends, just because a lot of things have egg in it, like your pasta, some of your dressings, even some of the veggie meats that I used to eat have egg in it. All of your pastries have egg in it. So, it's been somewhat difficult. So I've kind of resigned a lot more so towards cooking my own meals at home and just kind of inviting people over to eat. Or if I do go out, I go to like vegan restaurants or vegan friendly restaurants instead of vegetarian, unless I know what's in it or what they're serving. And so that's kind of been my journey, and that's where I'm at now. And I love cooking, especially now that I'm open to new foods, new vegetables, new methods of trying things, and being able to make the same kind of comfort foods and familiar dishes, but making them meat free, egg free, basically cruelty free, just kind of brings a smile to my face. And so for breakfast, it's been one of the daunting meals of the day because, most people are used to eating some type of sausage or bacon with eggs. And I don't eat meat, so it's like, okay, well, then I was eating eggs. Can't eat eggs anymore. So I was mainly eating like a bagel and like some fruit, or oatmeal and some fruit, because I've been too afraid to eat tofu scramble. But I decided to try it out this morning, and it was amazing. I just had soft tofu with some bell peppers, red peppers, onions, salt and pepper, with the Boca sausage link and some toast, and it was just, I couldn't stop gobbling it up because it was just so good. And I was like, oh my gosh, breakfast has been reinvented for me. I have to share this with the world. So I will be adding a new section to my blog, and it will be kind of like a spiritual food type of section where each week I'll have a veggie dish that I've cooked, because about 2 nights prior I actually cooked a 2-course veggie meal, and I invited my mom over and things of that nature. So be looking out for those, because I know how hard it can be to be a vegetarian, especially when it's for spiritual reasons and you don't have a lot of support. You really don't know where to start. You don't know what kind of foods you can eat, if there's a lot of food that you can eat. And I'm just here to tell you that there's tons and tons and tons of food that you can eat. And my diet has just been more alive since I've become vegetarian, and I also feel lighter. I'm healthier. I have a lot more energy, and ironically, my thoughts are better. Not to say that I still don't have bad thoughts, but my thoughts and my thought processes are not as heavy. They're not as negative or as dirty as they were when I did eat meat. And a lot of people will realize that there is a connection between what you put in your body and the words that you speak, the way that you think, the thoughts that you have, the actions that you do are influenced. Like, everything is connected, everything is related to each other. And it's like, if you truly want to change, you have to start changing everything around you and realizing how connected everything is, all the way down to the food that you ingest. Even plays a part in your karma, in your spirituality, and awakening your soul and realizing God. And so that's why vegetarianism is one of the first steps to spirituality. And even little Lexi here is a vegetarian as well, and she loves the food. She gobbles it up as well, but even she is a vegetarian and doesn't collect any more bad karma from it. So that's just my little tidbit on vegetarianism. Look to the box, left, right, whichever side. And it'll have links to my guru's videos and his thoughts about vegetarianism, and to my blog, so you can see the veggie dish of the week. All right. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully it was inspiring for you. Jai Siddhartha. Jai Siddhartha.